Megabases. We've all seen one, we all know what they are. Yet here on the Lotus SMP, I don't have one. I mean, like, I've got a base, yeah, it's here, but like, it's not really a megabase. Which, you know, is concerning considering the fact that this server has existed for 9 months now. However, hopefully, after this episode, that is not going to be an issue anymore. Because today, we're building it. That is right, we are finally going to build what I think is the largest project I have ever done in a single survival episode. I've done bigger builds in creative, but never something on this scale on an SMP. And, oh my, no way. No, this isn't possible. No, he can't have. He's gone and done it. He's actually gone and done it. My arch nemesis, the American equivalent of me, has gone and started his base before me. I can't have this. I need to show him up. I've definitely got to start this. And I've definitely got to finish it before him. 3 days. That's my time. I'm gonna build this base in 3 days. Maybe I should think about promises before I make them. I mean, I really hope no one else has done a mega base before me. I mean, it's not like Buzzy Combs would have. She's made progress. No. I can't be getting beaten by Buzzy Combs. I mean, you know, maybe I'm still ahead of Skipper. Oh, he's built a lot. He's built quite a lot compared to me. Oh, this is concerning. It's fine though. I'm sure nobody else is starting any large pro. What the fuck? Yeah, I need to get to work on my base. So, what does that actually mean? What do I need in order to start my base? Mega base. Gotta get that mega in there. Well, the answer is a lot of resources. A lot of resources that I have actually been collecting during this past month. That's right, this is actually most of the stuff that we need. Because I have actually already been secretly working on this stuff all the way back as far as episode 2. Yeah, these farms that we built, that was for this. Just ignore the more impressive farm over there. That one's not mine. That also isn't mine. Feeling quite insignificant here. The thing is, though, we're not done. Because as much as I have been trying to get these resources from, like, day 2, maybe, it has not exactly gone well. Specifically with this resource here. Not the chest. The stuff inside. The cyan terracotta. Cyan terracotta is a real pain. I've tried trading for it with these villagers, and oh my gosh, is it slow. Oh, look at that. They all restocked after that. They don't even care. They didn't even raise their prices already. They really just do not care. I'm just gonna leave that there as a reminder. Did you see anything? No, you didn't even notice the guy across from you died? Man, such good friends. I've tried getting other people to trade it for me. I legitimately have no clue where that villager is. He never actually told me. And I think I'm left to my final option. Capitalism. Well, kind of, because as far as I'm aware, there's no one on the server that actually sells cyan terracotta. I mean, I can check over at Hey Squid's much more superior base than mine. I mean, there's concrete, there's glass, I think there's wool over here, but I don't think there's terracotta. However, I don't think I'm entirely out of luck. Whilst Squid may not sell the terracotta, it's not the terracotta that I'm too worried about. Oh, there's a little house over here. This is kind of cute. Is this something I'm not supposed to be seeing? It probably is. Let's leave that alone. Yeah, it's not the terracotta that I'm worried about. Terracotta's easy to gather. We can just go over to the mesa and mine it. What I hate is the cyan dye, because it's just annoying. You have to admit it. It's like, it's blue dye. I mean, fine, blue dye. You've got cornflowers, you've got lapis, but like, you have to combine it with green. And I mean, green dye, it just sucks. Like, you know, you think it would follow logic. Like, you combine yellow with like blue or something and you get green dye. No, you have to go and smelt a cactus. Do you know how annoying it is to farm cactus? So anyway, where is this dye shop that I am looking for? I actually do not know. Oh, it's not all dye. I just completely read that message wrong. But it does still sell green dye, which is progress. Here we go. Flower shop and green dye. How much does it cost? 1 diamond, 1 stack. I am taking that. All of this. Just taking it. Just take my diamonds. I don't want to get dye. And you might be thinking, what about the blue dye that I need? Well, I'm pretty sure I actually have some. Kind of. I don't have the blue dye, but back when I was making to get to the other side, I made a deal with Hey Squid saying that I could have a shulker box of flowers with whatever colours I needed. And one of the colours that I definitely used a lot of was blue. So do I have any leftover flowers? I have blue terracotta, a bunch of red tulips. Do I not have blue? Come on, surely I have blue. I mean, I've got some orchids. Do I not have blue? Surely I have blue. Get away from my stuff. I missed. Is it in one of these, maybe? Come on, surely 32. Oh, 60 and 12. Okay. Okay, so there we go. That gets us like 3 stacks and 16. Oh, jeez, okay, you really blend in with the jungle. I missed again. Okay, there we go. That might be enough. I'm just gonna dump all of that in there. So what's next? Well, of course, I might have all of the dye, but that doesn't mean that I have the terracotta. So if we just fly back over here and ignore Jax's vastly more superior base, just gonna take a flight over in this direction instead. We're gonna mine some terracotta. How much do I need? I don't know. I'm just gonna take a guess. So let's get gathering. The heck? Okay, there we go. That might be enough. I'm saying might because I actually just haven't checked, but I could actually just go and look. Because when I was gathering up the resources, I was actually good. I know that I need a double chest and however many stacks and 52 of cyan terracotta. See, I'm organized, just as long as you look at the chests over there and none of the ones over here. So I think if I just go and craft up all of this terracotta, there we go. That's the double chest done. And that is not enough. I've fallen short by about 9 stacks. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Stop coming out of nowhere. I've run out of dye. I've run out of cyan dye. Stupid cyan terracotta. I can go and buy a bunch of loot dye and everything and buy a bunch of green dye. I don't even need that green dye anymore. I've just spent a lot of diamonds on green dye only for it not to be used, because who ever uses green dye? You never need green dye. Honestly, it's so annoying. Stupid bloody green dye, and it's use in cyan terracotta. Cyan terracotta is such a nice block, and it's just ruined by the bloody dye that it is. Who on earth wants to use green dye? And why can't you craft green dye, you know, with the colours that green is made of? Just maybe a thought, you know, Mojang. Maybe there's a bit of an improvement to be made. I bet Cman uses green dye. Cman uses green dye in all of his builds. Stupid green dye. There you go, Cman. You can have a bunch of green dye. Stupid thing. Oh, but would you look at that? We are finally done with the cyan terracotta. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why I just didn't mine it in the first place. Why on earth did I go through all of the effort with these bloody villagers? I spent a full episode on you, and you've been useless. I just got 2 times the amount of cyan terracotta from the mesa. Absolutely useless. There's no point why I actually need you, but I do kind of need you, so I'm gonna kill your friend instead. Have him as a reminder as well. I genuinely don't know why I didn't just, like, go through the effort of mining it. But we are finally done. We have all of the resources. We've got a bunch of stone slabs. We have a bunch of cyan terracotta. A bunch more stone slabs. We have some andesite, and we have some stone. I promise this build has color. We've got some blue glass. See, there's the color. We've got some more stone slabs. We have some actual just stone. Do I have any good block in here? We've got red nether brick. But yeah, you get the point. So after a lot of time, I have gone and collected. There should be something there. What should be there? Oh, it's gilded blackstone. Yeah, I decided not to use that. But like, you get the point. We've gone and collected every resource we need, down to all of the really like minute, just singular blocks and everything. This took a long time. Unfortunately, none of it was really entertaining. It's just a lot of flying back and forth between places. The only other block that would have maybe been interesting is the sea lanterns here, which you can see I've got quite a few of. That actually came as a prize from kill or be killed. If you remember, like, Skipper's little minigame from quite a while ago, actually. I won a shulker box with a bunch of sea lanterns in it, and yeah, I've just had that stored. And finally, it's gonna actually come into use. What chest was it? Yeah, finally, these are actually going to come into use. And looking at it now, it doesn't feel like much, does it? I would have thought this would have been a bigger project. Guys, I promise, the Megabase is big, okay? I'm not insecure about my Megabase. It's gonna be better than everyone else's, okay? It's gonna be good. It's gonna be better than Cman's with his green dye. It's gonna be better than Buzzy's. It's gonna be better than Skipper's. It's not gonna be better than Jax's. It's a good base. It's a big base, okay? So now, with everything collected, it really is just time to build it. And you might be wondering, well, what are we gonna build? Because I haven't actually said what it is yet, other than it's my Megabase and it's big, because it is a big Megabase. Well, if you didn't know already, my base theme this season is sort of like an ancient civilization or something mixed with a futuristic society. Because, you know, it makes for good lore. And speaking of lore, you guys have kind of seen this base already, but only a little bit, and only if you paid attention to the cinematics. And if you have paid attention to the cinematics, you'll know that this thing is in orbit above us right now. So I figure after around 9 months of this thing hovering above us and us being crashed down here, it's time that we deorbit this thing and bring it home. What? That didn't actually take too long. That was only around like 5 to 6 hours roughly. Although I did actually have to make a diversion at one point to go back to Hay Squids because for some reason I ran out of concrete. I don't know how, but like somehow I lost 2 or 3 stacks of concrete. So yeah, I had to go over there again to buy some more, which is why you might have noticed a little gap in the time lapse. Here's the thing though, we're not quite done. So currently we do have the exterior and I'm not gonna show it off fully. I will wait until the end for you guys to see it fully. But right now, this ship is actually missing its interior. Which, if we come down and look at all of the chests that are still left, you can see that there's still a lot of resources that aren't used yet. I mean, granted, it's like smaller quantities and everything. We're down to just 4 and 3 and stuff, but there are a few stacks of things. So yeah, the exterior uses the most blocks in terms of quantity, but the interior has a lot more variation. Now, I am actually excited to get this thing done because it is still my biggest build, because like it is a big build. This is a big mega base. I'm not insecure about it, but you can sort of get an impression of what's going to be where. Like obviously here we're gonna do a hangar and stuff, so yeah, eventually I do actually want like smaller ships inside this ship, stuff like my little crashed jet over there, or you know, the scout vehicle that's currently parked over there. I sort of want that to go all in here and stuff. Over there, I'm not entirely sure, because originally over in this area, it was actually going to be a villager trading hall. And I'm still gonna build the room, but obviously, like, I don't really need villagers. I kind of have all of the trades that I needed down there, so I really don't need any. Like, maybe I could do tools, but, like, I don't really need those either. But the bit that I'm excited for mainly is actually when we get up there, because this is gonna need a staircase all the way up. And what that's going to lead to is the bridge that's up here, and oh my gosh, that is not lit up in the slightest. How am I gonna deal with that? I don't know. That's a question that we'll get to when we actually need to. But for now, all we actually need to do is get to work building it. Oh, there's so many mobs below it as well. Oh gosh. But yeah, all we really need to do now is use up the rest of the materials here and actually finish this mega base. because it is a megabase. It's not small. Would a small megabase have this many materials? Maybe. But yeah, with everything ready, let's build this interior. So, you know when you're moving house or you're redecorating and you like take everything out of a room and then that room just feels like really hollow, really empty? That's how this base currently feels. Because it turns out I was missing more than just a few stacks of concrete. Somehow I am missing like several stacks of terracotta, several stacks of concrete, probably totaling around a chest's worth, maybe even a double chest, and I have no idea where it could be. And honestly, I'm beginning to reevaluate whether I actually collected it in the first place. Because like, I know I lose items quite often, but I don't think I could have misplaced a double chest worth of stuff that was contained in 2 separate chests as well. Like, every block was separated. So for me to lose both the terracotta and the concrete, I would have had to lose both the terracotta in one chest and the concrete in another chest. I don't think I could have done that. So instead, I'm not gonna go and collect those resources. What I think I'm instead going to do is actually just go and buy some. I can't be bothered to go and get more. And you might be thinking, oh, isn't this costing you a bunch of diamonds and everything? Isn't this really expensive? I mean, yes, but it's not all my diamonds because I have this wonderful gift here from Cman, and a few diamonds from Luma were added to this. So I think there were originally 7 diamonds, and Luma, who is currently online, has actually upped it to 14. Now, like, first of all, this is a lot of resources. So, like, big thank you to Cman. Still gonna build a better base than you. But also, I am noticing this book called The Spyglass Story, which I assume is talking about this spyglass, and I think I know about this actually. So it never made it into a video, but down here, there's this chest called, like, From Your Secret Admirer, and I do know what was in this. This was originally a spyglass, but the thing is, for some reason, it mysteriously got replaced with a stick. And considering that that happened within, like, I think actually the first few weeks of the server, this could be quite interesting. How has this spyglass that disappeared for several months made it back to me? Hello, Pineapple. You might be wondering why there is a spyglass named Pineapple Spyglass. Well, it started a few months ago. It started like 6 months ago, probably even closer to 8. A long time ago, I saw that you had a chest at your base from a secret admirer. It is that chest. In the chest, there was a spyglass. Now, the days before, I believe Dan made a spyglass and gave it to you. Then, at some point, I don't remember quite how it happened, you lost it and it ended up with chest speed. Did it? I don't remember this. I don't think I ever had a spyglass. After that, Chespy, I think, passed it to the secret admirer. The secret admirer put it in the chest to give the spyglass back to you. However, obviously, I found it first, then I took it, renamed it to Pineapple Spyglass, then put it in my shulker box. The plot thickens. Merry Christmas, Pineapple. Your friend, Cman, who is still puzzled by the existence of Samantha. That's fine. We don't talk about that. Like, I get it was for my birthday, but I am still confused on what the plan was with her. Like, was it just for me to see what I looked like as a girl? I mean, this honestly is probably the one thing that keeps me up at night. Afraid, terrified even by the mere existence of her. She is my sleep paralysis. The scariest part about Samantha is the thought of her not being made for me. Like, who is she for? It makes me think Samantha just made for your sick fantasy. Like, do you need to talk this out or need counseling? I mean, there are resources that can help you. I'm sure you can get through this, but you need to put in the effort for change. To have better help. You linked better help to me. I left a link for better help. You don't need to use it if you don't feel like it. You need to have that mindset to admit something is wrong to change. I do, however, as your friend, advise you think to use that link I'm just gonna put that back in there, and we're not gonna mention it, and we're gonna take these diamonds, and we're gonna go buy some concrete. Okay, I think I need around 12 stacks of concrete, which is gonna be quite expensive, and I realize that I actually don't have enough diamonds for that on me. Luckily, I do think Hey Squiddle Diddle has an ender chest, which they do. Okay, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and there goes half of my life savings. They can go back in there. And let's see if I can actually build some of this. Wait a second. Wait a minute. I just realized this isn't concrete powder. This is just normal concrete. Is there like, no, all of the concrete powder. It's even cheaper. The concrete powder is cheaper. Oh, I'm gonna just respectfully take these back. I don't know what to do now. I mean, I can still buy 1 or 2 of these stacks. Let's still take 2. And you know what? I'm not actually too bothered about running out of concrete powder. I mean, it's an absolute pain to get. Gonna ignore the fact I just slammed into the wall. It's an absolute pain to get, but like, I kind of don't need it. And you might be wondering, why don't I need it? Well, the thing is, so after I mentioned that whole thing about, like, this room sort of being useless now, because I'm not gonna bring villagers up here, it did get me thinking. And I kind of realized, like, the room over there, I don't want that either. And I mean, the room here, well, I kind of still want this one, but, like, it's not essential. And it's the same with the room that's right through here. There's only 2 rooms that I actually need. Or at this point, I guess, want to keep. And that is this hangar in here and also the bridge up there. The rest of it, honestly, can kind of just go. Like, I might even just seal up this wall and pretend that it never existed. Because, like, I'll be honest with you, I don't want to put in a bunch of effort for a build that I don't even think is gonna look that good. Like, a lot of the rooms and stuff, they're quite empty, or they're just things that don't really make sense anymore. So I think I'm actually gonna cut it a little bit short. I mean, it's still a big base, you know, I'm not insecure about it. Though, I think with these resources here, and I am gonna unfortunately need to go and get a bit more cyan terracotta, I think we're going to finish the build that I want. So let's see how this looks. I think I'm done. I think we actually have our mega base now done. Because it is a mega base. A big base. And yeah, I did exactly what I said. I'll be honest. I just completely blocked off that hallway and we're going to pretend like it never existed. Because honestly, like, I just don't see myself working on it. Even if I did build stuff that it just wouldn't have a use. And you wouldn't even see it much because, like, really, I'm not going to be up here too much. This thing is entirely here for decorative purposes. And hey, if you really want an explanation for why, like, no one can wander there, just think about how much fuel has to be stored for these engines. You know, like, there's probably not enough space for actual decorative rooms when you think about it. But yeah, so here is the final build, the mothership for this entire sort of thing. And I really love it. Like, I just really love the design. And no, it's not based off of Star Wars. Just like how that was. It's not Star Wars. I swear, like, it's not Star Wars. What? No, like, none of the stuff that I have actually built this season has been based off of Star Wars. It's more of the fact that Star Wars just has so many ships and so many different designs that anything you build, it's going to look somewhat like a Star Wars ship. And where is half of my stuff? Like, genuinely, where is my stuff? I'm missing my boots and maybe one other thing. Don't know where my boots are. I don't know where my boots are. I think I am about to lose my boots. They're going to despawn. Where did they go? Did they break on impact? No, because they weren't that low durability. I don't know where they went. I think I'm just gonna need to accept that they're gone. I mean, like, it's not been 5 minutes yet, but I can't be bothered to look. But anyway, yeah, so this ship, it's not based off of Star Wars, and neither is that one. Oh, there they are. Okay. But yeah, so here is the wonderful mothership for, like, whatever operation is going going on here. I'm not entirely sure. But as you can see, stuff is sort of thought out and everything. So it's like you've got the nice sort of place to come in here to land the ships and everything. You've got your nice little like force field beams or whatever coming in at the side. And then of course what you've probably noticed is all of these sort of guns on the side of it. And I will admit, this is not a warship. Like, I did not intend to design this like a warship, but of course, like, you do just kind of need some defense. You don't know what you're gonna encounter out in the galaxy. Doesn't even necessarily have to be sentient. It could just be a rock. Then of course you have the bridge up here. I'll go in there in a second. And you have the P1 on the side. I'm gonna assume that stands for Pineapple One. Like, it's the Pineapple Fleet and it's the #1 ship. But then if you come all the way up these stairs, you have a nice view of the hangar there. But this is mainly just here so that you can go up even more stairs and you eventually come out to the bridge. And I actually really like the design of this. It's simplistic, but it feels nice. Like, you have a nice garden and everything so that you're nice. It's nice and calming up here. And then you've just got some basic controls and everything right here. I don't know how space travel works, but you know, it's probably something like that. You know, I don't think it's supposed to do that though. And you have a nice little railing here so you can stand above all your employees and give out a motivational speech before you turn around and realize you're gonna crash. But I'm gonna be honest, this next bit's kind of sad. Like, it's gonna sound really pathetic, but genuinely, I think my favorite part about this base is not like the guns, not the shape of it, although I do really love the shape. It is a really nice design for a ship. But like, my favorite part about this ship is unironically the thrusters on the back. I know, that sounds so sad, but like, genuinely, I just really love the thrusters. They just came out looking really good. Look at that. Like, it's just got that perfect feel of just some sort of futuristic energy pushing it forward. The flames are all dissipating as they go further out. But I think what I like about it so much is when it gets dark, just like how it's really dark under the ship, I need to light that up. But yeah, so as you can see, standing here on the fire, I'm sure this is really comfortable. As you can see here, if we just come and stand on the fire, you can notice that there's a lot of layers of glass and then just some sea lanterns. And a few of you might know this technique. Basically, a technique where you layer up glass and then have some sort of glowing thing on the bottom, and it creates like this really cool glow effect. And it unfortunately doesn't work too well when you do it sideways, and it also doesn't work quite as well when you have connected textures and stuff because it can break some things in it. But like, if we just wait here until nighttime, I think it just has this really nice subtle glow to it. I mean, like, maybe it's just me, but I really love that. Like, it sort of becomes more noticeable when you look at it from an angle like this. Just, doesn't that look cool? Is it just me that thinks that? To me, like, that subtle glow just ever so slightly coming out of the engine, it just feels so cool. And I do sort of like how it is one of the only bits of the build that is lit up. And now that effect is ruined because Cman slept. Speaking of Cman, I'm not sure if I'm just imagining this, but like, since I built this here, has Cman extended the tree line out to block the view of it? Like, I could have sworn that before the trees only sort of went out to around there, and like, since I went and added the huge ship to my base, he's just blocked the view of it, which, like, I understand, but there's something I just find really funny about the idea that he just blocked off the view of my base. Cman, did you extend your trees?
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's my solution for blocking your thing off.
Like, I know it's not a perfect build, but like, come on. But no, in all seriousness, we have sort of discussed the fact that our bases are very big and very close to each other. So don't worry, there's no harm between us. But my base is better than his. But anyway, so with this build now done, you might be wondering, what do we do now? I mean, I don't know, that's a thing for next episode. But one thing that I do think we can do now is maybe, you know, remove the scaffolding. I don't know, it feels just a little bit stupid to have this huge ship here, and it's just held up by, like, 5 things. Was that Cman? Like, it feels a little bit stupid just to have, like, this huge ship, and then 5 tiny beams of scaffolding holding it. So, let's just remove number 1. We can say goodbye to number 2. Down comes number 3. Off comes number 4. Oh god, there's a child. And the last support beam, number 5. And you might be thinking, like, is it safe to be removing this? But, like, it's a futuristic spaceship. I'm sure it can hold itself up fine.